Friends, welcome to Akulmach, and you're watching this day, that year. Today is October 30th. In our live stream, we actually talk about some of the important historic incidents that have happened today. And today is October 3rd, it's starting of the week. So let's find out what are the important incidents that are worth remembering. Well, friends, as you can see that, I have the messages running right now. So if you have any suggestions, you can share your comments and suggestions, and they will get displayed on the live stream straight away, and I can take up your questions. So we talk about some of the ancient civilizations. We know Egyptian, which is long gone, but Indian and Chinese, they are still around. Very, very old, very ancient civilizations. But we don't know when these civilizations were established. However, we have a clue about another very ancient civilization, which is the Korean civilization. And that is on October 3rd, 2333 before Christ, BC. The Korean country was established. So it is so specific. 2333, October 3rd, the Korean empire was established by the king called Dangun Wangyeom, and he was crowned during the Chinese emperor Yap. So this happened, an important incident on October 3. Let's move to the next one. Well, we all know James Cook. I do not know whether you are aware of James Cook, but we know the inspirational character called James D. Kirk from the Star Trek, I beg your pardon. So James Cook was a British man, and he took an endeavor to circumnavigate the world and, discover new lands, new islands, new places across the world. And that was a very big initiative, because in those days, we had the wooden ships, as you can see in the picture here, and they were propelled by the sail. So circumnavigating the earth without any GPS, without any satellite support, and the weather can turn south several times during the day, because you're moving through the ocean and you don't know what lies ahead, what challenges from the nature as well as from the people, natives of that area that you discover. So James Cook has been one of the biggest explorer, and he had the gut to explore into the unknown, and that is why he has been an inspiration for millions of people across the world. So today on October 3rd, in the year 1778, Captain James Cook anchored at Alaska. So he discovered Alaska. And by the way, he also discovered Hawaii Islands and also New Zealand and Australia later on in his conquest, and the Polynesian Islands also. Unfortunately, James Cook was murdered by one of the native tribe in one of these Polynesian islands. So that is a story for another day. But today is most important that the Alaska was discovered by, or rather rediscovered by, James Cook. And he found an oceanic route to Alaska on October 3, 1778. Let's move to the next one. Well, this is about the Abraham Lincoln, and in the year 1863, Abraham Lincoln declared that the last Thursday of every November will be the Thanksgiving Day. So he kind of regularized the festival. Instead of looking at the moons and stars, he made it very simple for everybody to remember. He said last Thursday in the month of November will be Thanksgiving Day, where you can actually go and meet your family, friends, and neighbors, and anybody who you want to basically say hello to. And this became a very big sort of festival in the United States. But so not so long ago, Abraham Lincoln declared it and designated a day for it. and this announcement was done on October 3rd, 1863. Okay, let's move to the next one. We all know Bloomingdales, the big departmental store. In fact, very exclusive, much better than Macy's. I mean, I beg your pardon, Macy's, if I'm making that distinction. For me, both are the same, but Bloomingdale has a different stature, different type of clientele. But on October 3rd, in the year 1872, the first Bloomingdale departmental store was inaugurated in the New York City. It opens up. So it's a big day for a big departmental store opening up, and Bloomingdale being one of the largest global departmental store chain. It opened on October 3rd, 1872. Let's move to the next one. We all know vacuum cleaners. There are all kinds of vacuum cleaners in our household, the small ones and even the large ones, and also the industrial vacuum cleaners. They have become the part of our life today. Without them, we cannot survive. And there are very tiny ones to clean the keyboards also, so we have vacuum cleaners to basically clean up any nook and corner of our life, including the keyboard. So did you know that on October 3rd, in the year 1899, J.S. Thurman, he actually invented the first vacuum cleaner and patented it. And that was done today on October 3rd, 1899. So remember this date. Vacuum cleaner has come a long way, more than 100 years now. So, and it's an invention by J.S. Thurman in the year 1899. Let's move to the next one. Well, this is about the women empowerment, and in India especially, our women are empowered, especially among the Hindu society, where there are a lot of weightage given for the women, and a lot of festivities are also woven around the women, and there are a lot of goddesses. There were in the antiquity there were a lot of queens, monarchs. So we never had an issue like the European where the women had to fight for their right. However, it is a reality, women had to fight for their rights. And today in the modern India, since we were colonized by the British, some of the baggage we still carry. So we need to go back to our true roots and provide true women empowerment. However, on October 3rd, in the year 1922, the first women senator reached the Senate in the United States, and that was Rebecca Felton. I did not find her very good photograph, but her photograph is here. She was the first woman senator in the history of United States, and she was nominated, or she was elected to work from the Senate, work from the Capitol building on October 3rd, 1922. Let's move to the next one. Well, we all know Ethiopia, and hardly anybody knows about Ethiopia. At least if I can talk about it in India. If you take the name of Ethiopia, you always think a poverty-stricken country and all that. But on some other day I can clarify that, because Ethiopia is not a poverty-stricken country. It never had a famine. The famine was happening at the border of Ethiopia and Somalia, which was in 80s and 90s. But somehow that image stuck in our mind. Ethiopia is a very well-to-do country, and important fact is that Ethiopia as a country is the only country in the world which was never colonized by any European power, whether it is Italian, English, German, French, Spain. They all tried, because Ethiopia was very rich in natural resources, and also in terms of Christianity. I mean, the first Christians on the face of the earth are from Ethiopia, and some of the oldest churches are also in Ethiopia. So these are all some very important trivia. I can actually cover Ethiopia on some other day, but today on October 3, in the year 1935, finally the final trust was given by Italian that okay, we are going to defeat Ethiopia now finally, because now we have the will and we have the improved armament, and they lost the war. So this invasion was planned on October, or rather started on October 3rd in the year 1935 by Italy on Ethiopia, and this is not the first time. This was the second attempt of Italy. So I think the credit has to be given to the Ethiopian for loving their country so much. None of the European colonizing power were able to even colonize them or ever defeat them in a war. They tried for last 1,000 years. They were all defeated. Ethiopia became or remained an independent, unadulterated country that we have today. And if you get a chance to go to Ethiopia, to Addis Ababa, trust me, it's a beautiful place. All right, let's go to the next one. Our superstar, Elvis Presley. He was a musician. I mean, he was a style icon. He used to design his own clothes. He used to plan his own choreography. So he was very talented, and he started the rock and pop all together. The modern music is, what we follow today all goes to Elvis Presley, because he invented the whole thing. He started playing guitar publicly when he was only 11 years old, but today on October 3rd in the year 1945 he made his first public appearance on the stage when he was just 10 years old. So for Elvis Presley fans, this is a historic day when Elvis Presley first hit the stage in front of the people when he was just 10 years old. All right, let's move to the next one. Now this is regarding India. We all know that Indira Gandhi was a great leader. She was the Prime Minister of India, and she governed India country superbly for many years, many decades. And she also took the country to war with enemy nation Pakistan, divided the Pakistan into what we know today as Bangladesh and Pakistan. Earlier they were called East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Now the West Pakistan is just called Pakistan, and the East Pakistan is called Bangladesh. All this was done by during the leadership of Indira Gandhi. After that, after the glorious victory and superb recognition globally as a leader of a country, the problem started back home. And in the year 1975, she took a very unpopular decision to declare state of emergency in India, where the freedom of press, freedom of speech, all the fundamental rights were abolished. And that was a very unpopular decision. And after that, she lost the election after almost 2 years. And for conducting or carrying out certain crimes, she was arrested today on October 3rd in the year 1977. We all know those images. We have all seen that, what went around. But since this program is only about touching or basically informing you about the important incident that happened today. So she was arrested on October 3rd in the year 1977. So friends, these are some of the important incidents that happened today. If you have any comments, suggestions, feel free to write to us, and better would be to get associated with us during our live stream, which are daily Monday to Friday at 10:30. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again tomorrow at 10:30.